Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Channel, Marilyn Raffaelli. Welcome, dear readers. It is important to understand that it is you, the readers, who draw forth the contents of each message. The intention to more fully spiritually awaken acts to automatically manifest outwardly as new insights and understanding, which often flow from where least expected: a word from a stranger or friend, an experience, a sudden insight, a book or article, a channeled message, or most importantly from within. Never doubt that all is proceeding according to plan. It may seem as if nothing positive is taking place at this time, but as we have said before, moving into a higher frequency for Earth and individuals requires the clearing of dense and obsolete energies already present. This usually takes place as activation, observation, evaluation, and then elimination. A great deal of the violence you are presently witnessing between individuals as well as countries consists of energies that were created thousands of years ago. Because increasingly more individuals are opening to a sense of oneness, much of the world is beginning to recognize the futility and stupidity of war. Try not to take sides, because when you do, you simply add more energy to the situation. You are entitled to your opinion, but do it more as an observer than a participant and less guided to be active. Accepting anything other than God as power is old energy, even though appearances would testify otherwise. Allow the process. Allowing does not mean denying, resisting, or pretending to be unaware of some negative appearance, but rather means standing aside and allowing it to unfold as it may without supplying it with additional power. Because God is the one and only power, nothing in and of itself has power other than what you endow it with. The belief in separation from God and others is the foundation of all war, violence, dishonesty, abuse, and issues of power over. All discord is a manifestation of the duality, separation, and or two powers state of consciousness. Because nothing other than God or divine consciousness exists, it is the real substance of everything perceived as being material. Because every person is an individualized expression of this one divine consciousness, they too are constantly creating and expressing from consciousness. Living in third-dimensional consciousness is like looking at life through a mud-covered window. Every bit of truth that becomes one state of consciousness cleans a portion of the window until, after many lifetimes of learning and experiencing, the person's window is finally clean, allowing him or her to see the world in a new, higher, and more real way. The mud is nothing more than illusion, the residue of concepts and beliefs that were never real. Mind is an avenue of awareness, the interpreter that brings consciousness into manifestation. God consciousness is, always has, and will continue infinitely expressing the fullness of itself through divine mind. Likewise, human minds are expressing the contents of their state of consciousness. The human mind automatically interprets one state of consciousness as a mind, and consciousness filled with beliefs of duality, separation, and two powers will automatically express as an infinite variety of forms that reflect these beliefs, sometimes good and sometimes bad. Duality, consciousness is the batter, mind is the muffin tin. It may seem as if you are somehow failing in your spiritual journey if or when you experience issues that reflect a resonance lower than your present state of consciousness. You are not failing or reverting to a previous state of consciousness, but rather are simply experiencing old energies as they move through in order to clear. Allow the process and remember never to claim anything of a lower resonance as being personally yours. The only qualities that are or ever can be yours are God qualities. Everyone is presently clearing old energy. It is part of the ascension process. Lives lived in a less evolved state of consciousness created an accumulation of low resonating energy that must clear in order for a person to align with the higher frequencies of a new and more evolved Earth. Clearings will often involve areas of the physical body that have been weakened by disease, accident, or some past life issue. For example, a person who suffered and died from tuberculosis in one or more lives may find themselves dealing with lung issues at this time. Observe and acknowledge God as that which flows in and as everything. When you have a day where everything seems to fall perfectly into place, acknowledge it as divine harmony manifesting through you. When you witness instances of love, forgiveness, patience etc., recognize that is not the individuals themselves, but rather God is expressing its qualities through them. In and of themselves, human beings have no love, forgiveness, patience, generosity, etc. to give. These are God qualities only able to express through consciousnesses that are open to and in alignment with them. Never look to a person for love, forgiveness, patience etc. regardless of how a situation should be, because a human being does not have it to give unless they are open to it flowing through them. Look only to God for God qualities and you will find them flowing to you from where you least expect. Accept and trust that everything you seek is already fully present in and as you. The word I is sacred and creative. I is God and not the personal ego sense of self as most believe. It is very important to remember this when you are tempted to tell yourself, I am sick. I am poor. I am stupid etc. Never forget that you are a creator. Allow I to express without conditioning and ego interference through the realization that God is already fully present right where you are, and any attempts to influence or contact a God outside of self is a form of idolatry. As the divine consciousness that I am, what am I choosing to create?